You know that one thing you probably do every single day to save your iPhone's battery? What if I told you it's actually killing it? We all like to think we're iPhone experts, right? But it turns out some of our most common, ingrained habits are secretly slowing down our phones. Today, we're going to unlearn those bad habits for good.
I mean, really think about it. That satisfying little swipe up you do to close apps, maybe 50 times a day, or plugging your phone in every single night before you go to sleep. Could these things that feel so normal, so right, actually be hurting your device? Well, we're about to find out.
Now, this isn't just some random advice I found on the internet. This whole explainer is based on insights from a former Apple genius. One of the people who has literally seen it all from behind that help desk. They've watched thousands of us make the exact same mistakes, and they're here to finally set the record straight.
So, consider this your own personal genius bar appointment. We're going to pull back the curtain and bust the biggest myths about how to use your iPhone. And we're going to start with the one that pretty much everyone is guilty of.
Okay, this first one, it is the ultimate iPhone myth. I bet you've probably already done it today. That little swipe-up gesture to close all your open apps. It feels so productive, so clean, right? Well, it's not.
According to our genius, this is the #1 crime they see people commit. We all do it because we think we're freeing up memory and saving battery life. But in a seriously cruel twist of irony, you're actually doing the exact opposite.
And this slide just lays it out perfectly. It's a complete reversal of what we've all been taught. You think you're helping, but what's really happening is you're forcing your iPhone to work way harder. See, every single time you relaunch an app you've closed, the phone has to load it all over again from scratch. And that process just burns through CPU power and drains your battery.
So here's the science, but it's actually pretty simple. iOS is incredibly smart. It doesn't actually keep all those apps running in the background. It freezes them in what's called a suspended state, right in the phone's RAM where they use almost zero resources. Think of it like putting a bookmark in a book instead of throwing the book out and having to go buy a new one every single time you want to read it. It's just way more efficient to pick it back up right where you left off.
So, here's the big takeaway. The new rule you need to adopt right now. Break the habit. Just let your apps live in the background. The only time, and I mean the only time you should swipe up to close an app is if it's totally frozen or acting super buggy. Otherwise, just leave it alone. Trust me, your battery is going to thank you.
And speaking of your battery, that brings us perfectly to our next myth. This one is all about how we charge our phones. Specifically, that ritual pretty much all of us have of plugging it in overnight, every night. I want you to remember this number, 80%. 80. This is the magic number for your battery's long-term health. The goal isn't to cram it to 100% and just leave it there for hours. In fact, that's actually working against you.
And here's why. Your iPhone's lithium-ion battery, it's kind of like an athlete. It performs at its best when it's not constantly being pushed to its absolute limit. Keeping it at 100% for hours at a time, like overnight, puts the battery's chemistry under a ton of stress, and that makes it age faster. It's like forcing a marathon runner to sprint the entire race. They just burn out, right? That is exactly what you're doing to your battery.
The good news is Apple knows this, so if you have an iPhone 15 or anything newer, you can actually protect your battery. Just follow these super simple steps right here. Hop into your settings, then tap Battery, go to Battery Health and Charging, and then just choose the 80% limit. Your future self will be so grateful when your battery still holds a great charge 2 years from now.
All right, myth number 3. Now this one isn't about battery life, but it's all about making your life a little easier, a little more efficient. It's about the way most of us talk to Siri, and it involves this awkward, totally unnecessary pause.
Just look at this. Does that old way look familiar? You say Siri, and then you just wait. You wait for that little orb to pop up on the screen before you actually say what you want. The genius way? Just say it. The whole thing, all in one go. No awkward pauses.
And here's the secret. Siri starts listening the millisecond you say its name. That little animation on the screen, it's just for show. If you pause and wait for it, you're not only wasting time, but you're actually more likely to have the request fail or time out. So from now on, just speak your command naturally, like you're talking to a person.
Okay, time for a quick fire round. We're going to bust 2 last myths that will honestly make using your iPhone so much smoother every day. Ready? First, stop messing with your screen brightness all the time. Your phone's light sensors are way better at figuring out the perfect level than you are. Just leave auto brightness on, it will actually save you more battery. And second, please stop the endless swiping through pages and pages of apps. That swipe down spotlight search, it's not just a feature. Our genius calls it the master key to your entire iPhone.
But here's the thing, finding apps is just scratching the surface. Most people have no idea that Spotlight is this incredibly powerful multi-tool that's just hiding in plain sight, and it can do so much more.
I mean, just check this out. Swipe down on your home screen, and you can type in a math problem for an instant answer. You can ask for a currency conversion without even opening a browser. Or, my favorite, you can just type a contact's name to get an instant shortcut to message or call them. Seriously, go ahead and try it right now. It is the ultimate shortcut. So, after all that, how do you stack up? Have you been accidentally committing any of these iPhone crimes? Let's get the final verdict.
This table sums it all up perfectly, doesn't it? The old way of thinking versus the new genius thinking. So, stop closing your apps. Try to keep your charge between 20 and 80%. Talk to Siri without that weird pause, and start using Spotlight for everything. These aren't just little tips. This is a fundamental shift in how to use your phone the way it was designed, turning you from a casual user into a real power user.
And that really brings us to the final question. Be honest, which one of these tips was a complete surprise to you? Which one of these habits are you going to break starting right now? It's pretty amazing how the things we do every single day can be so completely wrong. But hey, now you know better.